Peoria, Arizona. From 10 in the morning until 5 in the evening, the market hums with an energy like no other. Tarot readers, psychics, and unique vendors gather to create an oasis of spiritual discovery and well-being. Engaging presentations are held every hour, dispensing nuggets of wisdom for body, mind, and soul. Will you discover your destiny in the stars or reveal profound insights with a psychic? As the fresh year unfurls, consider a plunge into the Sonoran spiritual and wellness market. Begin the year by concentrating on your spiritual, mental, and physical well-being. Remember, every great journey begins with a single step. More information can be found at www.sonoranmarket.com.
All right. Okay. Oh, incredibly much. I know I put a tissue in a pocket because once you get to, well, he already knows this, but I love to cry and think, I just, my tears of gratitude show up a lot, and they might already start becoming because would just have some friends in the audience. And thank you for letting me start with gratitude. With that, Awaken Your Wellness. That's the title. Did you realize that you and I came up with that together, or?
I did not.
You did not? Okay, this is Troy. Miley is. I'm Kristen. We're married. And just a quick story. I had the opportunity to be a part of experiencing today at this beautiful, lovely place. And when they came time to presenters, I just kind of went, can I get on the list? And they're like, yeah, sure. Okay, but and I'm like, my husband, he said, sorry, babe, I'm so sorry. But he's like, yeah. I'm like, he just nerds out in wellness. I mean, the stuff he knows is amazing. And I owe him a lot of my health and my body and my strength and what I tend to be knowledgeable, but a lot of times I make stuff up because I thought I heard him say that. Anyhow, he's been a big part of my awakening my wellness. And so we are here together, and I'm going to invite all of you to participate as well too. Is just learning from each other about what is Awaken Your Wellness mean to you, and what are you doing about it, and how did it start? And I shake a lot because my body gets into it, but so that's really the theme. I am by no means an expert in anything. I'm learning that quick. I'm learning that quick. Universe knows all. I know nothing. That's gotten me through a few times. But so anyhow, I'm going to admit something that I think professionals, because I've been in facilitation of adults for over 25 years and transitioning out of a 34-year career. And I'm like, everything I learned, I'm just going to do the opposite of for today because it served me then. And I just think being authentic and speaking from the heart and vulnerable. And I think I told Michael over there, I said, you got to just step off that cliff at one point. So I'm stepping off that cliff, and thank you, Troy, for holding my hand through it. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to stand for just a second here. If you're holding anything, it's a piece of paper to take notes on, because I usually generally ask questions, but I know sometimes I need a moment to think of my answer before I just ask you to respond. So asking you to just maybe take some notes on questions, but I would love to take a moment now that they're here. Okay, this is why I have the tissue. Okay. Barbara and Bob, thank you. Okay. I'm just going to leave it at that because, yes, I'm going to leave it at that because I'll start crying. So Troy and I moved down here a year ago, and right? Yeah. Okay. In September of last year. And for so many reasons. I'm like, I need a place like this, and that is the place of spiritual wisdom. Well, it found me because I was just looking in the classifieds, and I kept hearing like, follow the yellow brick path. Like, what is a path? Okay, follow the path. So it was the golden path, and it had this name, place of spiritual wisdom. And so I came in and have made forever friends, and have been a part of my awakening, my wellness in the spiritual, the heart, the lungs, everything, the gems, the stones, but mostly like I have a family here, and Barbara and Bob offer that. And that is really why I raised my hand to say, can I be a part of this presentation? Because this is a life altering place. I'm shaking out because I got a friend, Lorraine, over there that's just, she's a rock star in so many ways. Anyhow, the purpose of handing this out is this provides a calendar of other ways you can choose to awaken your wellness. I like to also maybe think about it, remembering your wellness, okay? Remembering your wellness as well. So the calendar, I don't know, someone's going to have to tell me if I'm saying the truth, but I believe like the calendar offerings a year ago was not, I mean, this is like boomed. It's like 50%. 150%, 200% more offerings. And now we're on Saturdays and Sundays and Mondays. And this is a community that this isn't always something they have the money to be able to do this for. And I was saying to them one day, I said, I pay a lot of money for an hour therapist, which I love her to death and I appreciate her. I pay an hour what I spent a month here. And my opinion, and Troy could, I don't know what he's like. He's like, yes or no, but I mean, damn it, I've grown. Yeah, Lorraine's been my witness too. I know Troy has. So I share all that because I don't know what it is to awaken your wellness. Only you know that. I don't have anything here to teach you new. Ask him. I was going to play a little joke on you, and I didn't, because I know you don't like to do that. But he watches pranks, YouTubes. I could have gotten you. I wouldn't have never done that. I would never. But anyhow, to maybe put questions in a bowl that have very technical, scientific, nutritional questions about details, because he's just a walking, beautiful being of knowledge in the nutrition, and he's a very patient and kind person because he sees I put things in my body that, yeah, I know I shouldn't be eating those French fries. Darn it, I'm going to right now, right? Because it's just not good for us. But anyhow, I'm rambling. I wanted to still once again promote our community here. This is such a blessing to be able to come and serve. So I welcome all of you. Come join us on a Friday at 10 a.m. It's beautiful Friday conversations. We laugh, we giggle, we argue sometimes. We say sorry, we hug, we kiss it out, and we make up. It's a family. So thank you for letting me share that. And Barbara and Bob, thank you for hosting this incredible weekend. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Okay. So I would love for you to just take a moment because I'm going to flip some charts over here, not flip out. If you would just jot down your own thoughts on that piece of paper of like, how have you awakened your wellness? What are you doing in your life to awaken your wellness? Okay. Sorry. That was just right over the microphone. Sorry. Okay. So then, Troy, I'm going to ask. I'm going to start us off real quick. Troy's been significant in my life because of many reasons, but he came to me one day and he said, I'm making a change in my lifestyle. It would be really, really cool if you join me because it'd be so much easier to cook, for one, because I don't cook. Have the same great grocery shop for the same, right? It'd be so much easier. And I said, okay, yeah, that means you will still help me with, will you be the grocery shop and cook and stuff, because I'm just not good at that. And he changed my life with that. I believe I was really on a track of going to I wasn't going to live out on this earth as long as I know I'm going to now. I'll put it that way. Yeah. And so I just would tell a little bit about kind of when before you came to me, like what was your awakening your wellness?
All right, thank you. um, yeah, like she said, we actually moved back up to from here, and we were um, pretty new together, and so there was a lot of drinking and leisure, and I really started to fall apart in my health about 10 years ago, and it would be a long list to go through all the ailments I had, but um, some of the more significant ones were just extreme memory loss, all kinds of gut issues, depression, and uh, and plethora of other things. And basically, I just happened to get lucky. I was not feeling well at all, and I had just landed like what I would consider at the time a dream job, and I couldn't even focus or remember things enough to like really excel at this. And that was the first time I'd ever had a job and not felt that way. And felt very confident and happy and that sort of thing to be there because I just love to learn. And so I was listening to a podcast, and there happened to be a gentleman on there speaking, and everything he was saying was kind of resonating with me. And so I went out and I bought his book and I read it. And then that's when I went to Kristen and said, "Hey, I really need to try this." It's a pretty easy sell, like she said, because I cook. And the food that you're going to eat like wasn't that bad. It just required a lot more work because it's whole foods and you got to make things yourself and whatnot instead of just pour it out of a box. And it was just unbelievable the change that happened almost immediately. The first week, I think I felt really, really crappy, kind of like fluish. They call it the keto flu. Um, and then, like all of a sudden, probably the most profound effect was my brain just switched back on. Could remember things, could comprehend things, could really, I could read a book, straight through and that sort of thing. And so I just became completely and utterly obsessed because I was under the notion that you go to your doctor when you're not feeling well and they tell you what to do and they give you this little piece of paper that tells you what to take and you do the thing and you hope it turns out better. And maybe you do feel good for a little while, but then eventually that creates another problem and this cascade of issues happens where we go down this long rabbit hole of being caught up in what I call the sick care system. And so just being introduced to this idea that I could control all this on my own was very scary, very profound, but also extremely empowering and awakened us to our wellness, which has been a 10-year journey and still continues. So,
Oh boy. Okay. So here's what I would love for us to do if you wouldn't mind. Miss Deb. Your list your help in helping grounded and stability and how we can take our conversation. Uh, Hi. So I want to share this because this is a moment in my life where, like, like that awakening your wellness. That's what I think. There's just moments like. So I read that quote. I took a picture of this quote from a conference, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to see what that means. And I'm like, well, everything is energy. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sitting on a chair. How is this energy? It's not moving. I moved the chair. Well, that's energy. Like, I just went down this whole energy, like questioning. And so here's what I came up with is, okay, a human being, if you don't already feel my energy, I'm sure it's spreading, right? Because I just whirl. But I thought, oh, okay. After attending uh, a light language session, she described it to me that made sense. And that is, look, I'm energy, you're energy, Kristen. Imagine the waves. That's how energy goes, right? Energy goes waves. So I'm my energy. I project my song. Those songs go waves. Your energy goes, how do I want to receive that energy? Do I want to receive it with love and light? Or do I want to get mad at it? Like, I have a choice in that. I don't know why it took me 2 years to figure that out, but the quote and then this picture just came together for me. I'm a slow learner. Thing clicks, and I just said, well, that's awakening your wellness, isn't it? So Shirley, I'm just curious, how do you feel about that? Everything is energy and that's all there is to it, period. How about just that? How do you feel about that? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Once one I think for me too is once I got like everything is energy and like love can be the best energy to carry around all the time. Like, that's not always a good thing either, because then I become a hot air balloon floating out there and people help bring me back down. And then you feel that energy, like Tori shared, with we go through different depression cycles. I always say he's my teeter to my totter, and I'm his, because we are very, we balance each other so well because we're so different in many ways, yet it clicks. And so, yeah, when he goes through his depressions or when I go through mine, it affects both of us. And that's energy, Okay. So, but I go the rainbow. I love rainbows. And I just put a bunch of pictures up here. And where I could use your help, and I actually have a bag too, and I could ask Troy to just reach in and grab something. But I wanted you to see, either you could pick a picture on here or words that are on here and what's resonating with you. What do you have a question about? Like, how does that pertain to awaken your wellness? Like, let's have a conversation about what's up here, what's resonating, and we'll tie it to awaken your wellness. Shirley. Oh, I'm sorry. No.
Something caught my eye, and you touched on the depression thing. I have struggled with that in my life. I'm doing much better with that now because of my attention. But I think I'm further ahead than my husband is on that. And sometimes the rings kind of caught my eye. The rings, and it's really, our relationship is really, really important. It means a lot because we built a lot together.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of, successes. I'd say that we've had a lot more successes than failures. But sometimes our communication is such a failure. Intention to communicate better. It's a really good, and for me, I can apply that in life because maybe I do a little too much just chitter chatter talk for a guy. So, yeah.
Would,
So I could
You want to respond to that? Because I'm a chatter. I'm an external processor. you, what are your thoughts on?
I don't know exactly how to respond to that other than I can kind of get it, I guess, from your husband's standpoint, because like she said, she is a chitter chatter. And I don't know the personality traits of your husband, but I'm somewhat of a type A, logical reasoning, it's got to make sense, efficiency type thing where, she can just go and like not care and just figure it out on her way. Which has helped me try to see that, but it sometimes can be extremely annoying. So, yeah, it's a constant adjustment to where each other's at. And we've kind of got to the point where, our communication, while can always improve, we've gotten comfortable and learned not to take it personal when it's like, hey, you're too much right now. Like, I need you to give me some space, or like, this isn't exactly the response I was looking for. So then we can readjust, come back together when it makes sense. And
Yeah,
hope.
that's good because then, I can see how I can apply that. Telling him that, it's okay for him to tell me that. And knowing that, my voice is not being neglected or stepped on, so that doesn't escalate into the hurt feeling.
Yeah.
Type area.
Yeah, and I can say one other thing about it is, and I'm the worst of us as far as like communication. My upbringing came with consequences if you open your mouth and didn't say the right thing, and so it's been a huge change for me. But every single time, like there's something weighing on me when I say it, it's just like gone. Especially because she is so receptive and does understand it's not necessarily personal. And so just always remembering that it kind of inches you further and further towards like just always talking about what's going on in your head, as long as it's not going to be devastating to the other person or whatnot, but just speaking your truth. And it just makes everything less stressful, I guess.
Can I ask you, what book was it that made such a
It was called Primal Blueprint. The Primal Blueprint by Mark Sisson. Yeah.
Because I know I've grown up with a lot of family members that deal with depression.
Mm-hmm.
It's been tough. And like right now, my husband's going through some very severe health issues. And I'm just going to keep it in mind. I guess it's that because I've always done readings and spiritual stuff and everything that, this is their path to walk. This is what they have to do for their own healing. And I can sympathize and I can understand. I can be there for them. And it's not just my husband, my other family members, my mother, my sister, have been in a mental hospital with depression. You just have to understand that, you can help them just so much. They have to pick up the slack and kind of deal with it themselves and get the professional help that they can. It's not easy. It's not easy being around people like that.
Yeah.
That might be a good. This was my favorite poster to draw. Sorry. Do you want to tell a little bit about when I was drawing this? Because one of the things, if I may type, the book that he read started our journey, but maybe tell a little bit more of how that went for you and how we've gotten to where we are from a food pyramid to what we do today.
Yeah, I guess the quick story is, I was hit by a drunk driver when I was 18 in a head-on collision, and it took me from being like a normal size, young man to a very small young man. And so once I kind of healed from that, and knew I was on my own because there wasn't much help in the way of family or medical, I became like a gym rat. And so I worked out all the time. I was addicted to it. But I was on the standard American diet. And when they say that youth is really wasted on the youth, it really is, because you can get away with so much, right? Like, I mean, I was living on my own. I was eating whatever the heck I wanted to, and I still was able to maintain pretty good health, but even a better physique. And so when we got together, I was still very fit and whatnot. And I just think everybody has so much reserve and then it runs out. And mine ran out. And so, we went from trying to be healthy, or at least what we thought were, based on what used to be the food pyramid that the USDA puts out. And if you don't think that this touches you, because maybe you don't pay attention to what the government regulations are, or what the recommendations are. This is in schools, it's in the military, it's in the VA, it's in retirement homes. Like, they all have to kind of follow this. And so somehow you're usually touched by this in a certain way. And like they say, you got to eat all these grains and all these vegetables and all these different things. And they say, you got to avoid these fats, even though your body is made out of these fats, and you got to avoid this cholesterol that your body's made out of and all this stuff. And you start learning this, and it doesn't make sense. This isn't what you were told. This isn't what they advertise on TV all the time. And so it's just really kind of messes with your mind or whatnot. And then you end up, realizing that when you follow what your body is telling you intuitively, and when you start thinking about it, I use the term common sense a lot, because while I'm not trying to make people feel ignorant or anything, we're so caught up in this modern world that's only been happening. Like, if you look at a clock at the entire evolution of a human being, like, we've been living in this modern world for like the last few seconds, and then the last 5 minutes is when we started introducing like agriculture. The rest of the whole clock of the 24-hour period is our evolution. And what were we doing there? We were hunting, and we were gathering, and we had community, and we had all these things that are just completely different now. So we start thinking about it from that term, or from that point of view, then it all just starts to align and make more sense. And there's nothing wrong with reading books and getting help from a health coach or whatnot to help make more sense of it. But I think intuitively and listening to ourselves a lot, we can just get there. We have to kind of establish that baseline. And that's where I think we were really lucky in coming across, this information and this book and wanting to try it. Was it got us to this point where it's like, okay, this is actually how you're able to feel. Because otherwise you're just the frog in boiling water. Like, if you put a frog in boiling water, it'll jump right out. But if you put it in tepid water and slowly bring it to a boil, it'll stay in there. And that's where, 90% of at least Americans are at, is we've just grown up with this and we don't know any different until we do.
So part of what's changed my life as well is we both would love to have land and a farm, and I always mess up the word regenerative. Did I say that correctly? Okay, yeah. So be a part of that, and that's going to happen. I know that. And I love farms. I grew up on 4 acres. We didn't have farm animals, but we have cows next to us. And it's really how we eat. And we eat a lot of, and we'll have fish. And I put the champagne glass there. That's me, not Troy. In this morning, yeah. Well, no, like he said, I was going to say, that represents like some past in my own relationship with alcohol, and it came to a point we needed to break up. Just needed to break up and say thank you for survival. Yet I don't need you anymore. Love you. Bye bye. Yeah. Now, a glass of bubbly once in a while, we're making friends, and that's not going down any other path. I promise you all that. I promise you all that. But anyhow, it's how we eat. And I love berries. We eat berries once in a while, and I just wanted the opportunity to say thank you for. I'm 52 going on 53 years old, and I pretend I'm 25. The hair gives it away. Yeah. Oh, awaken your wellness. Yes. I always think about, I let my hair go in the last 2 years to go natural. That's one way of awaken your wellness. See, like, there's just so many moments. So, okay, well, we're at the top of the hour. So I understand that we can go up till 11:15, but other than that, it was just a chance for Troy and I to step over the ledge a bit and share a bit of our story and give gratitude to many people in my lives who are in here that's helped transmute what this energy is. You can feel it. When you walk in, you can feel it and you can hear it and you can taste it and smell it. And I love that, we have a choice on how we receive it and give it. We really do. So thank you all for being with us, and we'll I'll be here all day. I'm not I'm not saying that we're helping out here out at the at our at our lovely market here, and but afterwards, if anyone wants to hang out and just talk a little bit, we'd love to do that. Oh, Victoria, yeah. Well, so
Because there's a lot of the first picture obviously is what are you feeding your mind?
well, yeah, you
What are
yeah.
you feeding your body?
Oh, yeah, tell me more. I don't know what showed up. Okay, well, what you're feeding your body.
The
Yeah.
first picture that you created is about what food, what energy are you feeding your mind?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I sure did.
One is what are you feeding your body?
Yeah.
What do you, and what are you putting in your body? And I find it interesting that your animals all have smiley faces on them.
Of course they do.
And it has to do with how those animals are raised.
Yes.
We eat, I don't eat animals, my body doesn't like them. But if we're going to eat out, it's raised because they're what is your arc feel? What energy are you feeding others?
Yeah.
And I love all of that. Albert Einstein. I laugh. I tell people Albert Einstein's one of my favorites. I love spirituality and science for me go hand in hand. And this one is about nature. When you go out in nature, what is nature for you? The best thing we can do for ourselves is be in nature and have that communion with Mother Earth and let her re-energize us with her goodness. And this feels like home and family down here.
Yep.
And what kind of environment do you have yourself in? What are you feeding yourself? What I was wondering is if you're teaching in a class.
We'll find out. No. Yeah. 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 No, I'll answer. So interesting. Um, I'm transitioning out of the corporate world, if I may. And about 2 years ago, I finally just said, I can only speak the truth. Even if the answer is I don't know or no or anything like that. So here's the truthful answer. By the way, it shocked a lot of people when I started speaking the truth at work. Sorry. Like, anyhow, yes, that was another moment. Awareness. Oh goodness. Yeah. Or anyhow, the truth is, self-wellness, self-care for me is really number one right now. I couldn't agree with him more. I need to get some meat on my bones, get in some good habits of this, and continue to be a part of the community. I think all students are teachers and all teachers are students. And I'm not the quiet one in the group here in the classes. So I guess that's my answer. It'll transition into something somewhere, somehow. Yeah. Yeah, because this is, yeah, Shirley.
I love it because what I see is, and the family thing.
Yeah.
The family thing is good because, see, there are many of our family members that are really, really raised with sunshine, very helpful, very a lot into the family, but then they've got the times when they're not. And you know what? Let's not hide them away in a room.
Mm.
Let's not throw them away. Let's not categorize them. Let's not put them in any boxes.
Right.
Let's try and get them out into this picture over here on the top right,
Yeah.
because working out helps a lot with maintaining our mental and physical and that the sunshine also helps and the leaves on every little thing.
Yeah.
So and that with the meditation.
Yeah.
All of these things together are just
Hi. Yeah.
tools
Hey.
for our well-being.
Yeah. Shirley, I love you. Thank you. I think I'll wrap it up for this, if I may then. Okay, yes, I agree. When it clicked for me, I said, oh, this gland, I always say it wrong. That's my antenna in my body that goes up and down. So we're just all walking around antennas. and so through my awakening process, I chose for my awakening wellness, the Truman story, the movie, and he discovers that there's something. Well, yeah, I discovered, and then I was like, oh, woohoo, woohoo, there's a bunch of doors I can open. And I just brought it all in. And that's a lot too much energy, I learned. Too much of a good thing. And so that's what I'm working on. I'm a work in progress. I've only been in this. I'm a newbie. I mean, we've been doing the eating and the healthy for like 2000 before COVID. And then COVID happened, and our antennas just shot up and said, something's going on. What's this energy? What's this change? How do we empower ourselves? We choose. We're going to live with an intention. I'm learning to have gratitude every moment I can. You are too. And I've just learned to ask, why not? Why not do it? So, okay. Thank you for letting me be a kindergartner again. That was fun. Thank you, Troy. Thank you for being here. Yeah. Okay. I'll wait for someone. Oh, there he is, Don.
Someone is here.
Yeah.
Let me turn this off for you.
Thank you.
He's going to do the
Oh,
intro.
super. There you go.
Daryl, my husband. Where's
Of course, you want to put
Yeah, that's great. I'm wondering why my husband's not here. Okay.
so whenever you're ready, you guys can go. It's already up and it's already wait until 15.
Yeah, we still have 5 minutes, right? Did he start it already?
Hmm?
Did he start it?
He's editing, so.
Okay. Oh, wait. Where's Daryl? Where's Brian?
He was standing right there.
They get too much talking. I wonder if they can go a little dim in the lights.
Yeah. Oh, is that too cold?
No, I'm fine with that.
There's Daryl.
But I don't want to go dim because they need lighting here. Can we ask them how much light we can go down without interfering? I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control. It's the eye sockets. I can't have too much, light on my eyes. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's perfect. I don't have that hitting my eyeballs.
That is good, isn't it?
Mhm. So you talk first?
Yeah.
And do I mention how he came to me? Just briefly?
Yeah. When you start, give them whatever little bit of history you want to.
Yeah, not too much, but
Right.
so they know who he is, so
Yeah.
they can get an idea.
Right. And start.